Do.
Richard! Richard, help!
Shawn,
Yeah, it's me!
why are you in a sewer?
I was looking for the turtles.
You are as pathetic as you are sad. Now listen to this, because it's a Pod Bros exclusive. I'll go get a ladder. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance.
What is up, man? Can you believe it?
We have entered triple digits.
Yes, so we are at episode. We don't really talk about episode numbers very much in our shows, but we've hit, a milestone in this realm of entertainment. We have reached 100 episodes, dude. Congratulations. Give yourself a hand.
I already did.
Ah, gross. That's why we had to wait to do this for a little bit.
You know what? What I do on my personal time is not your business. Unless I Skype it to you.
See, I thought all the heavy breathing was just due to you getting done working out, but apparently not.
Check your email. Wait for the video.
Okay, 1 second. I got an attachment, and wow, that's really small. What? Oh, God, it's your wiener.
Yeah, it is.
All right, I'm gonna bookmark that for later.
Yeah.
So yeah, Richard, man, we're at 100 episodes, and I'm excited for it. I just want to say thank you for taking this journey with me. I mean, we're pretty close to 2 straight years.
Hand in hand.
Again, we talk about this a lot outside of the show, but I'm pretty proud of the fact that we did a 0-0 episode. So we've done 101 straight weeks of podcast. Every Sunday since 2014, we have released an episode, and I think that's pretty awesome.
Also, when you think about it, some of these episodes have been under an hour, some of them have been over an hour, but we'll cut it and say each one's been roughly an hour. So think about that. That's over 100 hours of content. 100 hours of you and I talking about anything and everything. And you would think that, they run out of shit to talk about. No, there's plenty. There's plenty.
And I gotta say, so what's gonna make this episode even better, memorable? So right now, I haven't even actually mentioned this to too many people outside of kind of the Pod Bros group and you, but my wife is due pretty much any moment right now.
Hey!
So we may have a live recording of us giving birth.
See, now doesn't that sound awesome? Isn't that a way to celebrate?
Wait, what? What, babe? You're what? I told you I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
You plug that up. You wait until we're done.
Get the catcher's mitt.
I'm kidding. She wasn't there.
Oh.
Be quiet over there.
You hush. See, now you're gonna have to, you're gonna have a child.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little boy soon, so I'm really, really excited about that. Richard and I are prepped for this, though, so we're definitely going to be able to keep doing the show because of the fact, and I guess you want to throw a quick thanks to our significant others. They've played a pivotal role in us keeping this show going for as long as we have. So, right now, like I said, Tiffany and I are going to be expecting a child soon, but she's definitely been on board with us keeping this up weekly. So, I just want to say thank you to her before we kick off into anything else that we have on our minds.
And I would be remiss if after 100 episodes, I didn't give my heartfelt thanks to my significant other, my wife, my life, my love, because there are times where I'm like, we shouldn't do this anymore. It's stupid. I'm stupid. We're stupid. This whole thing's stupid. And she's like, no, not stupid.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
The internet doesn't put my baby in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, babe. I'm your baby.
Yeah.
I'm your baby. We're gonna do the shit out of that draft tonight, baby. That's right.
Head the time of my life.
Do you think the wives have us do this so they get alone time in the bedroom so they can sleep, so we leave them alone? Because something else I just recently discovered, we talked about this a little earlier too. Did you know, Richard, that the Jurassic Park theme is probably the most magical theme in the world?
Yeah, I just discovered this about 10 minutes ago.
Because why is that, Richard?
Because apparently you can take the Jurassic Park theme, put any sort of words to it, and it makes a song.
So it's do 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 do. Richard and I are doing our podcast for the 100th time.
I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Maybe we'll talk about something that happened in outer space and was inappropriate. But yeah, getting out of the way, lastly, we want to say thank you guys that listen to the show since, however you've come along and you've joined our silly little thing we call the LOBarmy. Just a quick shout out, say thank you guys. Cause that's something else we discuss every now and then, how awesome that is that people even jump in and listen to us chit chat about whatever makes us laugh.
I've said it from day one. Like, if we got more than 2 people, and I was including our wives in that. If we got more than 2 people to listen, then, come on. The fact that anybody's like, you know what? I think I'll listen to what these guys have to say. Somebody actually made the conscious choice to voluntarily put us inside their earlobes.
Yeah, I think when we first started this, we talked, I'm like, well, how many people do you think are going to listen? I was like, I'm going to listen. And I asked you, and you're like, well, I probably won't. I'm like, oh, damn it. So at least get one listen. But you go from, we've got, a great following of people who, I love talking to them on Twitter, on Facebook, email. We also have, thinking of our show itself, we were a Smodcast Podco U featured podcast. You tell, 2014, Shawn, that you're going to hear the ending sound of the Smodcast theme on one of your episodes. I'd called you crazy. Yeah, that's whenever I go to bed, I have to play that. So I tell Tiffany she gets 2 choices. She either gets that or she gets a Jurassic Park theme goodnight song.
Good night, my dear. I hope you sleep well. Do you wanna fool around?
I won't tell you that that's not a flashlight in the pants in the bed. It's my penis. Again, so not to drain on too long about that, but because we kind of want to make this just a, normal kind of episode.
Well, had to get the thank yous out of the way because that's where we're at, but onwards to the funny. Oh, you know what? I have a great idea now that I'm thinking about it. It'll be a minute before this episode gets released. So theoretically, and your child will be born by the time this gets released, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So use this 100th episode to say something.
Oh, yeah, great call. So I didn't really think about this too much because, Tiffany and I have kind of been on the fence about having kids. It's like, if we have kids, we will. If we don't, we don't. And when I found out Tiffany
don't start off by saying the first words to your son. We weren't sure if you were wanted. No, bad. Starting off bad. Bring it back.
No, what I was thinking is that, so from this show, there's so much, like you said, there's 100 hours of us discussing all these things. And, what's going to be cool is someday, my son's going to be able to come and listen to yes, it's going to be weird probably for him to listen to me talk about bonobos having sex. But honestly, I would love to go back and listen to my dad talk about bonobos having sex. So what I want to say to my son, because by the time he hears this, he's probably going to be 14, 16, 18. It's going to be years out there. Hopefully hopefully we're still doing this show and I'm still kicking. Hopefully nothing bad's happened to me. But, when you get to this episode, buddy, I just want you to know that I love you. I'm excited to see you. I have so many emotions waiting for you to get here. The day your mom told me, the day your mom told me that she was pregnant and was going to have a baby, it was probably the greatest moment of my life. There's so many things I want to do with you, man. We're going to, from baseball to, I'm going to have you on the show at some point. You and I are going to talk on here on some mics, and, it's nobody will probably find it entertaining but us, but you know what? Richard and I have built that, and the one thing I want for you more than anything in this world, man, I want you to be the why not kind of guy. I don't want you to do something just because you feel like you have to. I want you to find something that motivates you, that you love doing, that you enjoy doing every single day, like what Richard and I have found with this. It's been probably the greatest journey that I've had of something that I've created. From this, you may listen to this years from now and be like, my dad's a dork. You know what? That's accurate. Let's be honest.
Fairly accurate.
But, you've come from my loins, so you're a little bit dorky too. So you have to live with that. But I mean, like a lot of these things, I wish I had somebody help push me to do, the podcast, creating a movie, doing all these fun things that this show's really provided me. I want you to try those things and not worry about, falling into some, mold of what you should be as an adult. And the other thing that I want to say is this podcast has technically helped conceive you, because I'm going to give a little secret. I don't know if anybody knows this.
Oh my God, I can't believe he's telling the story.
This is spoiler alert for you, buddy. So Richard and I...
Yeah, bring it in.
Richard and I went to Podcast Movement, and when we came back, your mother and I, we had a little rendezvous. So after Podcast Movement, coming back home, let's just say that that's maybe when I planted a little seed that grew into something beautiful.
Oh my God, you just told your son the conception story, and you put
Podcast Movement.
You put it on the internet. Oh, that's so good.
The main thing I will say is, man, I love you, buddy. You're probably the only one that's going to care to hear about this, but I love you, man. I'm really excited for you to get here, and I hope I don't pass out when your mom's giving birth, because I won't live that down.
No, you won't. And also, Bud, I apparently I was there in the beginning, so hey.
Your Uncle Richard was like, what's going on in that room? It sounds like somebody's dying.
Are you hurt? Do you need a Band-Aid or some antiseptic for a wound?
Really, all I want is to know where the potato chips are.
So there you go. Okay. Now we're moving on. I had that in my head. That was something you should do, and you did it. Good job. Now we're moving on. Onwards with the spectacle that is us.
So, Richard, we have a very big obsession with beavers, right? It's kind of our call sign. And I found this diabolical, it's in the title, it's a diabolical beaver. If
you know what? They're all diabolical beavers. All right.
Don't they call vaginas beaver, Richard?
Yes, they do. You know why?
Why do they call it a beaver?
Because it eats wood.
I get it now.
Like a penis.
Yeah, because you say your penis is wood.
Oh.
And beavers eat wood.
They do.
All right, Richard. So let me paint this picture for you. So you're out late night, in this town of Latvia, or this town of Daugavpils. Latvia is the country it's in. It's a mouthful.
Oh, Latvia?
Latvia, yeah. It's Latvia.
Like Eastern Europe. Like hostile.
Oh, yeah, this is a hostile beaver. So you're out late night and you're partying on, let's say this is back in your 20-something days. And, you're clubbing, you've maybe dropped a little acid, but it's worn off by the end of the night. And, you're walking the streets of Daugavpils, and all of a sudden, you're walking by an alley. And I don't know, do you get nervous at night when you walk by alleys? Like when you're walking down a sidewalk and there's a little alleyway?
No, Shawn, I don't. You know why? Because I ain't no bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking terrified.
Yeah, because I'm not Batman. I like sprint across it.
It's like when you were a kid and you were afraid of the monster under the bed, so you would stand at the doorway to your room and then you would run and do this like flying leap into your bed. Is that what you do? You start at one end of the alley and you're just like and you just run across it.
Yeah, and you leap on the bed because you're like, well, they can't capture me if I jump. And if I pull the covers over my head, they can't capture me.
Right.
But then your parents mess with you. You know, they kind of fuck you in the head. They're like, it's like, well, I mean, they just have to pull the cover over you. And I mean, they're under the bed, so they can get out from under the bed and grab you then.
Yeah, that's what your dad did.
Yeah, and that's why I woke him up in the middle of the night, scared that there was a clown in my room. Trick's on you, Dad.
Laura!
He pissed the bed again.
Well, you shouldn't have told him about the covers. Well, he thinks it's some kind of barrier.
He's 17. I thought he could handle it.
The sheet on the bed, Laura.
So, I mean, walking the streets late at night, you know, you're a little tipsy. You know, you may have fears of a mugger jumping out from there, or, you know, somebody trying to take your money, or maybe werewolves or vampires. What's the last thing on your mind is going to come from that alleyway to attack you?
A woman.
Oh. Attack me! Attack me!
Oh, what do I do? No, please.
Oh no, my pants fell off. Well, Richard, this is a little bit worse. So apparently this guy was walking down and out of nowhere, a beaver appeared, and not a sexy beaver, an actual beaver.
Aw. So like, I didn't think beavers were really a urban animal. You know what I mean? Like, I live in a town with other houses, and I don't see beavers. Are they just like hanging out? Are they like stray cats there?
I haven't seen a beaver in like 9 months, Richard. I don't know what they look like.
Like, you go to the pound and there's just like beavers in cages. Somebody walks in the door. Oh, I got another one. Fucking beavers, man.
Well, I guess in this town there's quite a few beavers, and like I guess it's maybe close to some wooded areas, some wetlands. But during this time of year, the males are kind of mating, I guess, or they're getting. I guess this is funny. This says that during this time of year, the male beavers are basically kicked out of their homes and they have to find a new place to live.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
Oh, female beavers sounds like they run the roost.
Yeah, they do. Apparently female beavers are, you know, queen of the dam. They're the dam leaders.
Yeah, leaders of the dam leaders. I like that.
Yeah. Who are you? I'm the dam leader.
Oh shit, do you think Tiffany's going to kick me out of this house soon?
Yeah.
Ah shit, is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. That's what I'm telling you. I've been kicked out of this house 5 times.
You just keep coming back.
I do. I just show up. I show up and I make her a sandwich and she's like, "Oh, you're all right."
You're better than what I thought,
Yeah.
so come on in. So I take care of these damn kids. But yeah, I guess apparently they kick out the male, so they got to find a new roost to hang their hat, to hang their beaver tail. And so I guess in this town they kind of wander through there a lot because it's close to the waterlands, and so they just kind of go through there. So I guess it makes sense. This beaver who was just kicked out of his home is pissed off, and he sees this bro walking down the street.
Yeah, not a care in the world, no worries. And that beaver's probably looking at that guy like, this motherfucker right here.
I'm gonna bite his fucking dick off.
Fuck this guy. Like, he's, happy fucking la la la, tra la la. You know what? It's not all happy fun time land. Sometimes shit happens.
You're gonna feel my pain, Brad.
Yeah.
So Brad's walking down the street. He gets past this alleyway, and out of nowhere, this beaver jumps out and bites him.
Holy fuck, Bim. Did it say where?
In one of his legs. So it comes, and I don't know, have you ever seen a beaver up close?
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger than what I thought they were.
I would lose my shit. Because think about it. You're walking down a street. Okay, you're walking down a street in a town. Okay? And you're hanging out and everything's going great, lovely. And then all of a sudden, something runs out of a dark alley and bites you in the leg. And all you do is you look down and you see this gigantic, brownish, blackish thing.
Yeah, your first thought is probably like, oh shit, that's a fucking rat.
Yeah, that would be my first thought. Like, oh my God, it's a fucking rat. This thing's...
You lean up to push it away and it smacks you with that big ass beaver tail.
And you're like, disease. And you're like, did I just land in a D&D adventure? It's like a fucking dire rat.
Oh my God, here I go. I need to get some more experience points. But yeah, when you get a hold of this situation, you're like, oh shit, it's a beaver. And you maybe, push it off of you a little bit. And most wild animals, whenever they feel, because I mean, humans are usually a little bit bigger than those. And if they see some kind of threateningness happen, they usually run away. Like they're not in attack mode. They're just kind of like they want to bite and then flee, right? That would be my assumption on a lot of animals.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, most animals attack from a purely defensive standpoint. But I'm saying this beaver ran out and bit the guy. Like, I'm sure this dude was just fucking like tra-la-la walking along, didn't even see this fucking thing. The beaver's like, fuck you, nom 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 nom. I eat your face.
So yeah, so you bite the leg. He's like, oh shit, falls to the ground. So he tries to get up because, he's like, oh shit, beaver. Maybe pushes it away.
Beaver, I am man. Let me show you what's up.
Beaver pounces back on Brad and holds him down, is holding this dude hostage after he bites him again, is staring him straight in the eyes. That's what Brad is saying.
Holy fuck. So Beaver jumps on top of him, jumps like on his stomach, and just stares at him. After he bites his fucking leg. Like, he just jumps on him and he's like, go ahead. Do something. Give me a fucking reason. Give me a goddamn reason, Brad.
This plays out perfectly. So this is a talking beaver. This beaver's talking to Brad. He's like, I saw you fucking looking at me, Brad. Did you fuck my wife, Brad? Did you fuck my wife?
Fuck my wife? Fuck my wife? You fuck my wife?
I'm in the club, man. Beaver starts pouring his heart out. I was like, she kicked me out. Love of my life kicked me out.
All I wanted was just to put some more sticks on the dam.
So the beaver's crying on Brad's shoulder. Brad pulls out his cell phone. It's just like whenever you're with that drunk friend who's getting, is like just getting a little too much, emotional. He's a crying drunk. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta call my ride.
Oh, do you not hate it when you get those? Have you ever been out with somebody that does that? Have you ever been out? I've been out with people, and all of a sudden, like, everybody's drinking and having a good time, and all of a sudden, one person just loses their shit.
There's always the one.
Oh my God. And I don't know, I think I personally am in the role of caretaker. I think this is one of the reasons that I drink with as few people as possible, is to avoid that situation. Because the second someone jumps into that, then I feel this need to take care of them.
You bite them in the leg.
That's what I should do. That would be perfect. Like, I'm out with my friends and having a few beers or whatever, and one guy's like, I don't think me and Sarah are doing very well. And I just reach over and bite him on the fucking leg.
What the fuck was that for, Rich? Come on, man.
No. And I just jump on him in the middle of the bar, just pounce on him, be like, no, not today. Not today.
Well, what you could do, too, is you could just let him get super drunk, and then you're like, listen, guys, I got him. I'll take care of him. You pick him up, you carry him outside to your truck, you just throw him in the trunk, or in the bed of the truck. As you're carrying him, you just hear, not in the back, man, not in the back. Too bad, bitch. Sleep it off. And the beaver walks by. He's like, I think that dude's blowing that other dude.
That's not how you do it. No teeth. And not on the leg.
You do it on the knee. That incapacitates him.
What kind of bar did we leave? What kind of bar is this?
Do you think they have wood chips? I'm really hungry.
So the beaver pounces on his stomach and just is just sitting there staring at him. So the guy pulls out his phone?
Yeah, because it's really like that scenario. You hear people talk about where bears hold people down. I mean, could you imagine being held down by like a 60-pound beaver with those big-ass teeth and those beady eyes and that? Oh, I can only imagine how that tail. I mean, it's probably laying right on your crotch.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's probably like, they probably lift it and smack it like a dog. So it's just constantly smacking you in the ball sack.
Further preventing you from escape, because I don't know about you, but I get hit in the balls. Like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to move. Like,
we have a 5 to 10 second grace period. So the first time he gets hit, he's like, oh, maybe it missed. Okay, I can get. Oh,
nope. There it is.
Pennies.
Oh, God. I'm tasting pennies.
Okay. Oh, he hit it again. Oh, God. Because you get that like you're going to throw up. You remember the first time you got hit in the balls?
Yeah, because it doesn't like register. Because like you said, there's that 5 to 10 second grace period where it happens. And then you're like, oh, I thought it was supposed to. Oh, good God. What is that?
Yeah, that was the exact reaction I had. I was like climbing over one of those old like iron bedposts. Yeah, I split him in two, so I kind of like slipped and fell. I was like, oh, I thought that was supposed to hurt. And I was about ready to lift my other leg up. I was like, oh God, it does. Oh God. Oh, I don't know if I should get up or not.
Nope. We're not getting up. We're just right. We're gonna fall down and we're gonna ride this out. That's the only course of action that seems logical right now.
And I don't understand. I mean, I know in high school the kids always played this game as like hitting each other in the ball sack because it was funny.
Oh yeah. I did that as an adult.
Yeah, because you always had to do the flop. You didn't do a full punch. You just kind of tap, because the tap's the worst.
Yeah. You just kind of flick it. Like you go walk up to somebody and be like, hey, Kevin, what's the capital of Thailand? Hey, Shane, what's the capital of Thailand? Bangkok. Whap.
It's funny when it's not you. When it's you, it pisses you off.
It's hilarious when it's not you. But when it's you just want to start punching people.
Yeah. Kevin got hit in the balls. Kevin, dude, don't be a dick, all right, man? It's just all fun.
That shit ain't funny. Knock that shit off.
Then Kevin's whopping somebody else in the balls later that night.
I bet he is.
With his mouth.
In the back of the truck. So the guy pulls out his phone and he's trying to call for help. Does he call 911?
No, of course not. He calls his best friend.
He's like, oh my God, dude, I can't even explain to you what is happening right now.
Yeah, so play this out, Richard. So you get a phone call. It's like, boop, 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 boop. Secret lovers. I imagine that's the ringtone you have for me.
Hang on, babe. I got to take this. Now I'm like, hello?
It's like, Richard, I need some help.
Oh, yeah, sure, buddy. No problem. What's trouble?
I've got a 40-pound beaver on my chest.
Shawn, you're married.
It's like, Shawn, that's videotape that. Put it on PornTube. Don't call me.
Yeah, chubby chaser.
Yeah.
Not that chubby chaser, though, because she's 40. If she's 40 pounds. Like,
that's
Shawn,
true.
get that woman a sandwich.
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Siri just... I said bastard, and Siri's trying to...
Oh.
What's Siri's trying to do?
Siri's upset.
Yeah. Like, she's like, who's the beaver you're at? It's supposed to be me.
Siri's like, are you making fun of fat girls?
It's like, no, it's a midget. Shawn, you're with a midget?
No, it's a short girl.
So yeah, so I'm like, Richard, I got this 40-pound beaver. It's pinned me to the ground. I was going out for a nice night of drinking. This beaver came out and bit me.
Well, apparently it ended well if you got a 40-pound beaver on your chest.
It's an actual beaver, Richard. Oh yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
Is it a shaved beaver? No, Richard. It's a hairy ass wet beaver.
It's not a shaved beaver, Richard. It's a full-size grown beaver, and it's bit me. It bit you.
This is a hairy wet beaver, Richard. It's like, oh, babe, I gotta go to the bathroom. This is getting intimate.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me.
Hang on, let me lick my hand. All right, go on about this hairy wet beaver.
Go on, Shawn. It's like, what are you doing? You're running to my rescue now, aren't you, Richard?
I'm running, and I can't run anymore.
Marathon is over. It's kind of a sprint.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll call you later. Bye. Click. Damn it.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate that.
Secret lovers.
Oh my God, he won't leave it alone.
Damn it, Shawn. I need more than 2 minutes.
Yeah. Shawn, already happened. Leave it alone.
You're a sick bastard, Shawn, calling me and talking about this.
I'm sensitive afterwards. When I get this beaver on me, we are so having a conversation.
So yeah, he decides to call his buddy and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm being held hostage by this beaver." So his buddy, being the good buddy he is, jumps in his car and takes off running. I guess his name's like Jesse. We'll call him Jesse.
Oh, so Jesse rides off to the rescue.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna be this guy's knight in shining armor, and I'm gonna slay the terrible beast known as the Mad Beaver.
No, Mad Harry, what beaver's gonna keep my buddy down?
Be my wingman. Be my wingman.
His other buddy's like, dude, don't be a cockblock. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, he's asking for help.
I need you, Goose.
So, in typical bad case scenarios, Jesse's, speeding to the rescue. He's in his, car, riding his horse, going full speed to try and help his buddy out. It's late at night. What typically happens when you're driving late at night too fast?
When I'm driving late at night too fast, usually I might.
I mean, it's really anything late at night. If you're driving at like 2, 3 in the morning, and maybe you go over the line a little bit, or maybe you wait too long at a stoplight, or maybe you go through a yellow light. What always happens in your rearview mirror, Richard?
Oh, that's when the cops show up.
Yeah, that's when the fuzz shows up.
Oh, 5150. Somebody call the po-po.
Yeah, 50, animal control.
Oh, shit. 50 animal control.
That's from Garfield, the greatest movie ever.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
You're going to put that on record.
Yeah. All right, Dad, we got to have a talk. You like Garfield? It was a bit, son. Don't worry about it.
It's all right.
Well, it wasn't a funny one, Dad. Go to your room.
No, I don't think I will, Dad.
No, all right.
Fair enough.
You want to listen to my new episode? No, Dad, I don't.
Grandpa was right about you.
Grandpa! Dad's trying to make me listen to his podcast again. Don't listen to your dad's podcast.
Talk to Laura about it.
Talk to your grandma about it. So yeah, I mean, 2, 3 in the morning, cops are always pretty, suspicious of me because like nobody's out, at 2, 3 in the morning for anything good.
Right.
Typically. I remember I've got the best story I have about getting pulled over late at night. I was driving to my buddy's house. It was like 2-hour drive. I got off at work at like midnight, drive for 2 hours there. And I'd only been there like once before.
Uh-huh.
So as I'm driving down the road, I'm like, I think it's a left turn here. I turn on my left turn signal. Light turns green. I start pulling forward. I'm like, no, that's not it. Maybe it's the next one. So I click my signal off, start driving straight. Lights in the back of my windshield, right?
Oh, there it is.
So I'm like, damn it. So I pull over. Cop comes up. Only bad experience I really had with the cop. He tased me. No, I'm kidding. I'm like, what seems to be the officer problem?
And now I can't do math.
Where are we? Beaver. Boner.
2 + 3 = chair.
So he comes up, and I kind of screwed myself in this because, I'd been driving for a couple hours. I hadn't looked at the clock at all, so I didn't really have a clue what time it was. Had a bag full of Red Bulls sitting in the passenger seat. Walks up, gets my license, gets my registration and everything. He's like, hey, without looking at the clock, can you tell me what time it is? I'm like, I don't know, maybe like 12:30. I don't know. He's like, okay. Doesn't say anything else. Walks back to his car. I look over. It's like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like, well, failed that one. So instantly he comes back. He's like, I need you to get out of the car, please. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right. Had me do the whole sobriety test, walk a line, follow his pin, all that jazz. And he's like, all right. And at this time, another cop car pulled up. So I had 2 cop cars pulled up.
Oh, yeah, they had to have thought you were down with something. They probably thought you had drugs in the car. They're like, look at this guy. Guaranteed. Look at him. I guarantee there's weed in this car. Whole trunk is full of cocaine.
He's got that coke mouth. What's coke mouth? The kind of guy that would suck dick for coke. What do you mean, officer?
I couldn't find a handle.
So he's got me sitting there. He's like, all right, if I search your car, am I going to find anything? And there was nothing in it. I'm like, no, it should be fine. I mean, I guess if you want to, you can.
Uh-huh.
I think that threw him off. He's like, what? Nobody says that.
You were supposed to refuse or give me a hard time or confess. That would have been best.
You're supposed to be a dick. Why are you being a dick? Be more of a dick, kid.
Kids today.
So he's like, I'm just out here looking for the truth. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, there's nothing in my car. He's like, so if I search your car right now, I'm not gonna find anything. I'm like, no. He's like, I'm just out here looking for the truth. I'm like, I'm fucking confused.
I'm telling you the truth, but do you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Am I supposed to not handle?
Who can't handle the truth right now? Me or you? I'm really confused, officer. He's like, put your hands down. I was like, I don't know what to do. Sir, stop.
And then I got tased.
Yeah. Then I woke up in the drunk tank, and I wasn't even drunk.
And then I was really confused.
Yeah. Basically, Richard, I wish there was a beaver on my chest at that point. Because Butch was not a 40-pound beaver.
See, now I had something similar. There were two stories about me getting pulled over. There was one where I was at a bachelor party. I was at a bachelor party with you, as a matter of fact.
Was it my bachelor party?
No, it was not yours. Was it yours?
I think it was mine.
It was yours. Yes, it was. Okay, so let me tell you what happened after that night. So I was with you up until the very end, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. And at that so I lived about, from where we were, I lived about 20 minutes from where we were. So I'm like, it's a 20-minute drive. Like, I don't need to get there. Like, and at that point, I'm like, you shouldn't drive. So I get in my car, and I heard this story. Somebody told me, I think it was in the bar. They're like, if you're going to sleep in your car, don't put the keys in the ignition, because if the cops walk up and they see that you have the keys in the ignition, they'll write you a ticket for drunk driving because you had the intent to go.
I just imagine the cop walks up, is like, where's your keys? They're in my ass. You can't write me a ticket right there in my ass.
I can't take any chances, officer. I gotta tell you, that sobered me up just a little bit.
Because the alarm kept going off every time you farted.
So I put the keys in the console, and I'm like, okay, you're not in any hurry to get home. I'm like, just, chill out. Maybe you could sleep for an hour, and when you're ready and functional, then you should go. That's when you'll leave. So I took the keys and I put them in the console, and I sat there. I sat in the car and stared out through my window for about 20 seconds. But apparently for me, time had gone by in the blink of an eye, because after those 20 seconds, I'm like, okay, I think that's long enough. I think I'm good now, and off I went. So I'm driving, and I'm staying totally within, the lines, and everything's going fine. Make my stops and whatnot at the stoplights. Apparently there was a 4-way stop that an officer that was there felt I didn't come to a complete stop at. I felt I did one of those kind of rolling stops.
Because you actually drove right through it and honked and waved at him when you went by.
Hey, I haven't been drinking.
The keys aren't in the ignition. They're in my ass. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh my God, I wonder what gave him the idea to pull me over.
This is profiling. That's what this is. So I get pulled over, and the officer walks up, and he's like, goes into the spiel, license, registration, yada, yada, hand him all that stuff. And at this point, I'm exuding a very calm, rational exterior.
In your mind, you are, but
I'm answering questions. I'm not, there's no slurring of words or anything like that. Officer asked me if I had been drinking, and I said, well, I worked late, but a friend of mine had a bachelor party, so I went, and yes, I've had one drink. Now, this is very, very not true. So I said I had one drink, and the officer looks at me, and he takes out his pen, And he's like, "Can I have you follow this pen, please?"
Not on the first date, officer.
I know where this is going. I've done this.
Officer, I said I had one drink. That doesn't require a pen following.
So he, he moves the pen from one side to the other side, moves it up and down, and
and you're like, I tricked him. I closed my eyes.
and he totally bought it. So apparently I was stellar at this because he told me about the whole, didn't think I came to a complete stop and yada yada. He writes me a warning for that and sends me on my way. Now, as I said, I had a very calm exterior. I was very rational in my in my outward thoughts. I was very rational in my speech. Inside, my heart was beating so fast I felt like it was going to burst out of my chest because I'm sitting here going, "You've had more than one drink. You've had more than one drink." Okay, so the rest of the drive home, there's adrenaline, and my heart, like I said, was beating so fast that apparently all the alcohol that was left in my stomach decided to just rapidly release itself into my system. So let's cut to my arrival at home. So I get home, manage to get into the driveway, and the whole rest of the drive home, I know what's happening. You ever have those moments where you feel drunkenness wash over you? It crashes like waves on the beach. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I think anytime I've ever gotten bad drunk, it always just hits me all at once. I never feel like the gradual progression. Mine's always like, okay, I'm a little tipsy. Oh shit, I am messed up.
Yeah, see, okay, so I was getting these waves and they were just getting progressively worse. Like as I'm driving, I'm like, okay, a little more drunk now, and 2 minutes later, a little more. So by the time I pulled into my driveway, it was over. It was over. I fumble for the handle. As soon as I open the door, out I fall. Ka-thunk. So I fall out of my car onto the ground. And then we have the recollection of the scene from Wolf on Wall Street.
Yeah.
I'm laying on the ground in the grass, wondering what the hell I've done with my life. And I'm like, I gotta go inside. And I think I probably said this out loud. Go inside. Go inside. So I crawl. I literally crawled into my house and into my bed with the warning ticket still clutched in my hand.
So you drove with that tight around your... Was that just in case you got pulled over again? You're like, nope, already got it, officer. I'm good to go.
This is the hall pass. So I don't think Amanda saw the ticket until either the next day or the day after. I think it was the next day. She was like, "You were pretty drunk last night." And I said, Yeah, it was really bad. And then I think it was the day after. She's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, that was a warning ticket from when I was driving home." And she was like, "Huh?" I'm okay.
How'd you get out of that? Well, I followed a pin and then he put the pin in my mouth. Wait a minute. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, bad memories. Please go away.
Back to the booze. I think her response was luckiest son of a bitch alive. I think that was her response.
So I remember you telling me that story. So did you feel too drunk when he pulled you over? Or was it just the adrenaline that kind of...
I think it was the fact that if I hadn't have gotten pulled over, I wouldn't have been near in as bad a shape by the time I got home.
So Richard, we had a nice little discussion, something I said to my son. What would you like to tell to my son when he listens to this?
Don't drink and drive.
If you're drunk and need a ride, call your Uncle Rich.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of hit or miss.
And Uncle Rich will come, pick you up, throw you in the back of the bed of the truck, and just drive you home. Not in the back. Not in the back.
Uncle Rich, no.
I puked on my favorite shirt. Well, serves you right.
Hey everyone, this is Tom from the Say What Podcast, and I would love it if you'd swing over to saywhatpodcast.com to check us out as soon as you're done listening to this show. We handpick real news articles to poke fun at every week, like a lady from Florida attacking her boyfriend with a ceramic squirrel, or kids rubbing chapstick in their eyes to get high, or the guy who got arrested for repeatedly having sex with an inflatable pool shark. Yeah, I think you get the point. So tune into the Say What Podcast every Friday on iTunes, Stitcher, and at saywhatpodcast.com.
Okay, but we haven't even finished the story.
No. So his buddy is, speeding to his rescue, and some cops see him and pull him over, expecting him to be, drunk or, something at this late at night. He's doing something he shouldn't be. And of course, you imagine pulling this guy over, like, so why were you speeding, Jesse? My buddy's being held hostage by a beaver.
And they're like, a what?
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Like, get out of the car, sir.
Yeah. They're like, that's not an appropriate way to talk about women, son.
You're either drunk, high, or a jerk. Either way, you're going to jail.
Yeah. Fuck you. This is how we do it here in Latvia. You's gotta be polite about women.
It's not Canada.
Well, maybe okay. Youth must be polite to the women's in Latvia when you're on holidays.
So the Latvia PD, the LPD, they give him a breathalyzer and they say, okay, well, something seems weird about you still, so we're gonna follow you so you can prove the fact that your buddy is being held trapped by a beaver. So the whole time, he's like, that fucking Brad better not be lying to me, or I'm gonna be spending the night in the jail.
Yeah, or I'm fucked. Like, he really did mean a fat girl. Oh,
well, dick. All right, let's go to jail, cops.
Fuck this guy. I hate Brad. Put Brad in jail for obstructing a friendship.
But they show up, they flash the lights in this alley where Brad supposedly is, and guess what they see, Richard?
What do they see?
They see Richard pinned by like a 40-pound beaver.
Holy fuck. I'll tell you, okay, think about that. 40 pounds just resting on your chest.
That would hurt.
So you're laying down, there's a 40-pound weight on your chest, and this thing's probably just staring right into the fucking whites of your eyes. And not only that, it's probably growling or hissing or whatever the fuck beavers do. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, but this is where the story gets kind of creepy. So you would think, these cars pulling up, lights shining on these guys, it would scare the beaver, right? The beaver would run away. No. So I guess apparently this beaver made it clear how hostile it was towards the law enforcements and all the norms of civilized behavior. This toothless terrorist, or this toothsome terrorist, was not acting civil at all.
Uh-oh.
So
you can't do that in the Latvias.
They're throwing sticks, trying to get it to chase it. So the police have to call in a backup, right? So they call animal welfare officer, and he arrives to the scene to negotiate a peaceful resolution to this hostage situation.
Okay, so what did he do? Did he take one of their guns?
Yeah, so this Mihalis Pupins is the director of the Dogsville Zoo. Shows up. He's like, okay, it's a beaver. So we would like you to go away, Beaver. Beaver's just like, ha!
Yeah, you've got the leaves because we don't like the beavers, and you bit Brad, and we love Brad.
What are your things you would like to have to leave to figure the situation out?
He's probably like, number one, I want my wife to stop being such a bitch.
I want to bring my wife. So okay, so we got to find this beaver wife. A couple half hour goes by, and she comes, she's with the kids, and she's like, Spark, I don't know, what's a good beaver name?
I don't know. He'd be like, I want to sit back in my damn chair in the damn house.
Is it so much for you to bring me a beer, Martha, every now and then?
Out of the damn fridge.
Gregory, you're scaring the children. Think of the children, Gregory. The choppers flying around and taking pictures. What will happen at school when the kids go there? This is why I kicked you out.
You are a bastard.
You never satisfied me anyway. You know those teeth? I asked you to trim those teeth. You said, no, it makes me more ferocious. Well, it's ferocious downstairs and that hurts, you son of a bitch.
It makes me ferocious. Oh, genius. Okay, so what do you do? Negotiate with a beaver? Like, what did they think was gonna happen? And it's fucking animal control. Just walk up and shoot it with a dart and let's all move on with our lives.
That's what I would think. Like, you'd have a dart gun and maybe they shot a dart and hit Brad. Like, God damn it, we missed. Well, shoot it with another one. Well, we only brought the one dart.
One dart is too much. Brad, you okay?
But so, I mean, this guy came in, this welfare officer, this animal welfare officer, and I don't know if they netted it or what they did, but they end up rescuing Brad. So he emerges from this ordeal alive. He was shaken, which is, that's to be expected. And he had 15 stitches in his leg. I mean, this beaver could have hit his, one of his main arteries and made him blood out right there on the street.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know what. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking animal control shows up, and then he's like, okay, we need to negotiate a truce. And they get out a bullhorn, and he's like, Beaver! And the beaver's like, Beaver! I just wanted to say that,
Go back to your home, Beaver. I have no home.
You are not in control of this situation. I want to see a priest. Oh, God, he's thinking about death.
All right, we got snipers in place. All right, snipers are in place.
It's messed up. So I want to know what event. At the end, I think they probably put the beaver to sleep because it bit Brad, and so now it has a taste for human flesh.
I would assume so. It doesn't really talk too much about what happened in the ordeal, except they resolved it. So my guess is that they did kill the beaver.
It's all right. We resolved the situation, aka we shot the beaver in the fucking face.
And now I have a new hat. But this director of the zoo, what he said about when you see a rampant beaver, your best course of action is running away. It says, alternatively, you can drop something like your wallet. because beavers will stop when there's money on the ground. And then he does say, he's like, well, or you can climb a tree and that'll provide temporary sanctuary.
But it's a beaver. Won't it try and eat the tree?
Yeah, that's what the temporary part is. The beaver will start gnawing at the tree.
Yeah, I've seen that. You see that in cartoons. Dude's running from a beaver. Guy climbs a tree. Beaver's like, meow, and then the tree falls over.
What are you doing, beaver? Knock it off.
Or it eats the bottom, and then the tree falls down a little bit, and then it eats another. It's like, meow, thunk.
That's how it happens. But yeah. So yeah, it says that a tree can provide only temporary sanctuary from a truly determined beaver with a murder on its malignant mammalian mind. So I guess some of these beavers go crazy when they get kicked out of the house.
Beavers are mean.
They cause a lot of trouble. I mean, I know a lot of farms and stuff where they dam up the creeks and cause all kinds of problems. And like I said, those things are freaking monster big.
Yeah.
I always thought like maybe like 20 pounds, but no, they're like 40, 50-pound animals.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, it's a good 100th episode story.
It is.
It ties into our beaverness.
Okay, before we close it out, I guess this I'll take this moment for my closing thought. It won't have anything related to the beaver story because honestly, like, what better way than to be like, beavers are rude. Fuck beavers.
Eat the beaver. You eat the beaver.
I don't want it. It's a dick. I want to take this moment to say that we lost recently a very iconic music figure, and of course, I'm talking about His Royal Badness, the Prince. Now, if you try and name off every single Prince song that you've liked over the course of your lifetime, and I guarantee that you're gonna leave at least one or two out. Like right now, I can think I've spent all day and I've thought of like 7 or 8, and I still know that I'm missing at least 2 or 3. Great artist. The guy was a musical prodigy. From what I remember, he learned to play piano at 7. He knew how to play 14 different fucking instruments: piano, guitar, I think violin, sax. Like, the guy composed. He wrote music for Stevie Nicks. He wrote music for Madonna. World lost an icon, and I think that it's one of those, don't know what you got till it's gone kind of things. Because I haven't listened. I have a couple Prince albums. Haven't listened to him in forever, and it's sad that that's what it took for me to get back to it. Because once I started playing, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I love this shit.
What I think's amazing is like they mention a lot of the songs that he wrote that I didn't even know, like "Nothing Compares to You" by Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
It's sung by Sinead O'Connor. I knew he had like this secret vault of music videos, documentary, and music, because I guess his house was set up to where he could record in like almost any room.
Apparently so, yeah.
And I didn't realize they said this today, and I don't know how truthful it is, but in that vault, supposedly there is like enough songs, unreleased songs, that his estate can release an album every year for like the next century. Like, somebody was saying he was writing like 2 songs a day. Like, how crazy is that?
But honestly, it's totally believable to me.
I mean, that's somebody that loves their art, and I guess that's a great way to tie it back into what we're doing a little bit. I mean, I say we love our art, but I mean, I think if you and I could do this every single day, we would. But, that's a guy who was good at his art. I'm sorry, he was probably a genius at his art.
Yeah.
We're okay at ours.
I mean, depending on who you ask.
So there's a guy who's a genius at his art. He's able to, create 2 songs a day. I'm sure some were throwaway songs, but
sure.
You probably think what 75% of them are, better than probably the crap we have out there now.
Oh, totally. And
but
maybe someday we'll have a vault with hundreds of with another 100 hours of unreleased podcasts. One day we'll have the money to build a vault.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have the money to buy a cloud vault. But that's kind of, I mean, I don't know if he has any kids or anything like that, but you have kids and now I've got one on the way. But that's kind of what I like about this is that, we haven't really talked about this too much, but if something ever happens to me or something ever happens to you, like, these are the things that, I'd like to somehow keep to give to our kids.
Yeah, I agree.
They always talk about the first thing that you forget when somebody passes on is their voice.
Yeah.
And, with music, like, Prince's music's going to live on forever. That's just how it is.
Right.
In a very, very small way, there's stuff of us that will live for, as long as somebody's paying the Podbean account.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, okay. So we ended on kind of a down note. So why don't you get out the broom, get out the dustpan, let's sweep this up, and let's send these people on their merry way.
All right, so I will do a little bit of housekeeping. So go to our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter at languageofbro. And email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe and leave a review on, hey, guess what, Richard? We are on Google Play Music now.
Oh!
As well as iTunes and Stitcher. So if you have an Android phone, Google Play Music, or if you want to go to your browser, they have it there too. So subscribe there as well. And you can follow us on, where else can they find us, Richard?
Don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
It's the best podcast site on the internet. And they may even have some boobies.
Oh, do they?
Just us.
Oh.
We're the only boobs there.
I see what you did there.
And we've also kicked off our new Patreon account, so please check that out. We've got different kinds of levels for the LOBarmy that have different kinds of, exclusive access to our show, so check that out.
Yeah. Do it right.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No, let's land this bird for the 100th time.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver that's pinning me down right now.
Eat the beaver that bit you in the leg. It's really a big bastard.
Thanks for listening, everybody.